Welcome back to the channel. We're here doing some Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. And like if you watched the first video was mostly character creation because I really don't know what I'm doing when it comes to character creation. But that kind of makes it interesting, I think. So we're gonna see what continue this. I'm assuming this is where I'm supposed to go here at the end of the corridor. But maybe I'm going the wrong way. I don't know.
Is there money to be made?
Good question, and I'm not sure I know the answer. Alright. It is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says a man dressed in peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension, his face, half of which covered by sin skin, is twisted in a grimace of pleasure and displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation to the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. The tall, gray-haired woman pins him with a gaze, her cybernetic eye flashing crimson. Then suggests an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation no worse than my essential would have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Aeon for Eldothrod? We're going to survey the room. Your first impression of Eldothrod, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of a parchment-like skin stretched on over a tightly bundled massive sinew, implants in bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted in a slight tick, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. Stark contrast to Eldothrod, Theodora von Valancius's features appear as if they were carved in from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Eldothrod. Behind the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks, containing all manners of weapons. Okay, I can't really see which is which. Theodora, our second candidate, has joined us. The dry female voice of the powerful feeling of being watched force you to look at Theodora. The rogue trader is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive. Malachi, approach and give me your answer. Answer. Your character skills, some dialogues automatically initiate passive skill tests, such as test succeeds, new information will be revealed, hidden dialogue will unlocked. Okay. Consider this hypothetical situation. Aeon 4, a new world on the fringes of the Koronus Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Lots of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install order structures have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet server simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Okay, Lord Xenos succeeded. Those spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case, and the population of Aeon 3 engages in Xeno worship. See, there are ways to confirm whether that is happening on Aeon 4's witchcraft or not. It might cost several suckers to do so, but it will give us an answer. I retained some excuse me, some connections in the Imperium. Few Imperial Guard regiments would take care of the natives. Their spirits in magma, solid fortifications never let me down. These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interests first. No matter what it means, I would have to use the riches of Aeon 4 to be mine. Aeon 4 must be purged for the good of the Imperium. I shall exterminate their heretical beliefs and other world powers that rule the natives. I kind of feel like I want to use one of these lore ones here, since they are the special ones. I think I want to do the Xenos one. Reasonable and prudent. Theodora raises and arches an eyebrow. Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove rather long and fruitless endeavor. Eldothrod scoffs. Apart from Xenos, the untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you, Malachi, are simply unaware of their existence. We're both servants. kind of a soul, kind of a... Yeah, I think this would be more what I want to have. Okay. Color drains from Ethelthrod's face, which distorts his features further. Insolent, ignorant upstart, how dare you? Ethelthrod, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Thedora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I, well, forgot the time. Ethelthrod bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. Okay, he doesn't like me, which is to be understood. So... Theodora's gaze follows him as he leaves, and he turns to you. So, Malka, why are you here? Well, was it not you who sent for me? There are questions that I wish to have answered. I do not know yet. I hope you will clarify that. I don't think you ever want to tell people you don't know why you're there. That's kind of like... You're direct, I approve, but you will have to wait. There's something I want you to understand first. My name is Theodora von Valentius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by the most sacred relic, the Word of Trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium, carry humanity's light, where powers wicked and heretical reign and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every word I discover, along with all there is to find their own resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Malka, are one of those with the von Valentius blood in your veins, and the rightful claim of this inheritance when the hour comes. Oh yeah, I think we're going to do that. Okay. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and I have not yet distinguished yourself in any ways. As things currently stand, I have doubts you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Okay. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of the Warren of Trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Theodora sighs and looks away pensively for a brief moment. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Conrad Wigtver served me for many years before he made his mistake. Did I hear correctly? The Master Whispers are related to you. Thanks for clarifying. May I ask questions now? We're going to do that. His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name of von Valentius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Wigtvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory, or used to be at least. Naturally, some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them, Ethelthrod. May be somewhat disconcerted by your scale of his responsibilities that may potentially fall upon your shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Let's go with this one. If you're satisfied with Ethelthrod, then what sense is there having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me? Theodora shakes her head. Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Ethelthrod as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skill and knowledge you required in your former life may prove invaluable here in the Koronus Expanse. Service in the Astra Militarum is a trial from which very few people emerge with their life. That you have risen through the ranks of the Imperial Guard and assumed command of an army is testament to your astuteness, both on the battlefield and the tangled net of officer intrigues. I assure you, the company that Rogue Trader keeps will offer you plenty of chances to demonstrate both your diplomatic skills and your combat prowess. Moreover, Theodora smiled slightly, your courage has made you far more famous than you yourself probably realize. True feats of heroines will forever live on the annals of the Imperium and bring honor to the Van Valentius line. Valancius line. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask questions, Bill? The Vox fixed to Theodora's tire suddenly comes alive, but all you can hear is an unintelligible noise. Theodora winces, shuts off the transmission, and gives you an imperious nod. I have some time before the navigator gives a signal to initiate the voidship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. Navigator translation, what are these things you speak of? Yeah. This took place in officer's decks, and servitors went berserk, attack the crew. Where's your ship headed? What are my current responsibilities? Gracious, Lord Captain, assure there. Wait a second. I think I'm going to go with the incident. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance, or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Geller field. Or perhaps there's something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all. Abelard. I'm probably butchering these names. Abelard, the gray-haired officer, gives the rogue trader a look of cautious disapproval. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff. Enough, Abelard. Such heresy amuses me. Such hearsay amuses me. Dara eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. He turns to you. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. Okay. Cogitator. Type of digital computers. Okay. Where's your ship headed? The Rakad system, the domain of the rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Koronus Expanse, and each of them possess resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in influence and splendor. I set the course for Rakad on the demand. Theodora grimaces, give you a stern look, then shrugs. For a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time. So the grimace tells me that it wasn't that she was in demand. She was like, kind of almost let something slip that she didn't want to yet. So, then I'm going to go, what is my current responsibilities? Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you, as I did for Edelthrod. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide. Okay. Well, it seems kind of beggy. I don't want to do that. I don't want to ask this because that seems like kind of straightforward to me. Okay. So, I have no more questions. In that case, I shall head to Theodora's Vox awakens once more. This time you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the Voxcast, then nods and draws her weapon. Disturbance is reported on the adjacent decks. Essential. If the need arises, protect the new blood. She glances at you. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may represent itself sooner than you may have anticipated. Okay, that's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
Spare none of them.
This is a bit concerning. I have 20 hit points and there's like people all around me. There's like 4 of us and there's like a bunch of them. Kill them. Are y'all gonna do anything? Oh, you took care of 2 of them. How did you kill 2 of them in one swing? Alright, that did some damage. This one's like... he dodged, he hit his own guy. Wow. Okay, use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that characters can hide behind or marked with a shield or a shield with a skull. When standing close to them, the character will automatically take up cover in an advantageous position. In this case, the chance that the enemy attacks will hit the cover, but the character behind them increases. The character will receive a bonus if attacked from the side. Will not receive a bonus not protected by the current cover. Okay. So right now, I've got more of them over here, so I'm thinking I need to take cover here.
Taking calculated risk is in my second nature.
And then I've got these. So let's see. And then we've got regimental tactics. Alright, we're not going to use those yet. 86%. Alright, got one kill. Your character just landed a critical hit. Alright, I think that's all I can really do here unless I use these. I think that's it for now. Okay. Good dodge.
Just a minor setback. Reduced to dust.
Oh wow, he just like vaporized him.
Only a pain won't stop
Oh
me.
wow, he hit me behind cover for 10 damage.
I've suffered worse.
Golly. Eldard's pretty... Dude, he's pretty crazy. Okay, I'm pretty weak. I mean, that's to be expected, but dude... Eldard's pretty insane. He's pretty insane. I mean, they also have like... What's he have, like 252 hit points? She has 229. He has 25 left, so he has 43 hit points. So why does the melee guy have like 43 hit points and this guy have like 252? All right, so got 90% here.
This is good as done. Your end was inevitable.
There's another one. Can I not? I can't move after I fire, right? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Which is fine. I probably was not going to move anyway.
Brace
Ow.
yourself, Abelard.
Abelard.
How'd you like
Ugh. Okay, that was good combat there, I guess. I didn't do much. I killed 2. We'll take that. Theodora waves her hand in a commanding gesture. Mort, take a team with you and clear the path to the transport line. Do not let a single horse son survive. Alright. The rotator turns her eyes to you. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst on the deck. Not bad. I've seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. She looks at the Vox in her hand. All you hear is a lifeless static. Yeah, we're gonna... What is happening? What are your orders? The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected. I think I want to play more of a... I mean, as an officer, you want to kind of... Possibly, quite likely, Theodore winces and flicks the switch over Vox at 3 times. We'll investigate it at a later time. Right now we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. And then she breaks eye contact with you. Mort has gone ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch-militant requires aid, and be quick about it. Okay. Okay, I will be quick about it. Quest updated. Rite of Blood. Find the arch-militant.
Rise to the top.
Okay, so you heal between combat. So what we're gonna do here is it's F5. Yep, F5 is quick save. Okay, we're gonna quick save there. And what's my inventory? Do I have? I have nothing, with that pistol. Okay, hoping to have something besides a pistol by now, but all right. So let's see where. It doesn't show us. It doesn't show us where to go here. And there's firing over this way.
I keep my options open.
I'm assuming we go this way. I don't know. Doesn't really tell me.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Alright, yeah, I guess this is where we go. Conrad Victor. Conrad Victor looks like a sigh of relief upon seeing you. Thank Providence you're alive and well. Huh, so he cares, I guess. Always on time, eh, Conrad. The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just as the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it. Conrad pointedly looks away from the arch-militant to you. Mort, pull yourself together. Arch-militant looks back at you. What, did the Lord Captain send you to shiv us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away. Mort pulls his box from his belt and hurriedly reports the situation. I didn't get to do anything, so it's kind of unfortunate, but you know. Theodore, Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report. Conrad, I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Geller field failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are the one-way heretical gibberish. Your pauses, and the madmen have already reached the officer's deck. Suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. Mutiny, but who would attempt a mutiny here in the warp? Lunatics, fools, heretics. The ship houses thousands upon thousands of people. Pernicious thoughts and warp-induced illusions could have attained any one of them. It's a difficult notion to accept, but such risks are inescapable. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure, and I have means to do both at once. Her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously. Theodore looks at Victor. Edelthrod, where is he? I must know if he's unharmed. A sucker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is they arrived on transitional deck 18. Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrod immediately. Essential, locate Glass and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain by my side. Arch-militant with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. Malachi. Theodore glances at you thoughtfully. If I may, Lord Captain. Whitmore's voice is soft and cautious. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the sermons, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrod back, I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed Arch-militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrod's sacre powers. Okay, did that skip some of the... Okay. Then it's settled. Malachi, find Edelthrod and bring him here, in whatever state you find him. Okay, that seems like it seems like this elevator, she points at the massive doors, leads to the restricted compartments, such as my personal chambers in the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? In whatever state, what does that mean? I hear and obey. I shall do everything in my power. I cannot promise that I won't lose my dearest hair somewhere along the way. I hear and obey. Waves his hand impatiently. Then move out. Mort, come. Alright. I wish I had some more gear. Whitbeard gives you a nod. Are you ready to head to 18? It's a long walk and you do not even have proper gear. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. I don't have proper gear. I shall make do. Lead the way. I have a proposition. Since I am a more important person here, you can go in front and shield me from potential threats. You better not fail me. Lord Captain made it clear that relying on you is a fraught with risks. You know, I shall make do. Lead the way. I'm pragmatic. Of course you will. He rummages in his pocket for something. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs, but that is no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. Oh, he's backstabbing me. I promise you a special destiny, Malachi. It's time to fulfill it. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I mean... Oh, pressing key. I wish it would just load in without having to press. I think there might be a setting. I'll look at that when I'm... So...
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
What is the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition, or I will spill it for you. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this voidship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Yeah, I think we're going to insult him.
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, fond Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me, but you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
Okay, no intention of... Unless this...
Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my master sent me for. The Warrant of Trade.
Okay, I had no intention of helping you.
I am afraid that you have no choice in the matter. Try to resist, and I will demonstrate the power that the warp holds over mortals. Come to think of it, I might even take some pleasure in doing so.
I kind of wonder if some of these are like... are these like options that all of them you have a way out, or is one of the... Or these want to like be like game over? But we're gonna... One of the available skill dogs, like with a passive test, which are made automatically. In this case, you can decide whether you or not you select the option. The consequences of which will depend on the result of the associated test. Success or failure affects how dialogue will develop, depending on the context. Some might change the course of the conversation, alter a character's attitude, or perform an action whose consequences will only become apparent later. Have a recursion for a dialogue option that requires a skill test, and you will see a tooltip to determine the chances of success. Number after the skill's name indicates difficulty test. Once your character starts traveling with allies, the party member with the highest score in the applicable skill will be selected for the test. Okay. The blade flashes in the dim light, and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous. Your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo to each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing with a similar urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. What was the... There was a... Tooltip didn't seem to do... I mean, it made me think that probably this one was the one that had an option, but it doesn't give me any kind of... Raising your head, giggle, and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you to your feet and make you step toward the gates, living in the center of the chamber. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with human likeness built into the front panel. You approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you. One of its eye sockets lighting up like two ember-like irises. Okay, so tech use 40, I have 45. I'm guessing skill value is 40, difficulty 144, so I have an 85% chance. So this is what they were talking about a minute ago. Okay. Tech use succeeded. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. What immediately catches your eye is a strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are familiar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. 20 experience. That's cool. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen on the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. Whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifices. The voices that filled your head after Voigtvir wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself in a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Examine the sentinel. The servitor looks noticeably different than the ones you're used to. His skin covering is stitched together with copper thread, and his metal hinges in place of his standard joints. It seems that creators of the sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would be much longer than an ordinary automatons. Let's look for a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding something at least that could work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber ante-room, completely empty and in perfect working condition. Not a broken panel or protruding piece of rebar inside. Okay, let's look back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Okay. I guess really this is the only option we have right here. So, Sentinel's jaw clamps around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops of fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servometer start up and pumps start into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator, I don't know, flickers. Several long minutes pass. The sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you're beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were leaning against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You don't understand where this quiet voice is coming from. Crackling next. Is it a sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear the word. Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
Yes, Sentinel Trader. Sentinel Traders at my life and the safety of the warrant. Let's do that one. Pain shoots your head and subsides just quickly. It would seem that the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Oh, you can zoom in too. That's kind of cool. Oh god. Now that's some defense protocol right there.
There is still another way.
Check the warrant chamber. Okay. That's some defense protocol right there, man. I'm not.
I always have a backup plan.
Yeah, that's a backup plan right there. That's for sure. All right. Numerous gates. Is that the warrant? That thing's massive. Okay, I did not that's massive. It's not what I anticipated. Not what I anticipated. Be known that by my will and the true words of the document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade and bestow upon them to be a paragon of humanity and broken adversity, to walk bravely first in the darkness, to unite and recon, to triumph over nightmares untold, to by the hold the reins of fate, to walk steadily in roads of thorn, through pain into greatness.
Escort the child of the house to safety. Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Let's see if he'll give me a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Oh.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup.
Okay, in place of the mechanical screeching, the servo skull's Fox projects the voice of Theodora von Valencius. Distorted and ridden with static, yet still recognizable beyond a doubt. Foxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I'm trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Okay, lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Alright, journal. As the game story unfolds, you will see notifications at the top of the screen indicating the status of your current objective has been updated and that new information has been added to journal. Pressing J or L left mouse button on the notification. Journal entries. Rumors and contract sections also contain important. You will learn more about them later. Okay. Old injury. How do I have an old injury? I guess where I was knocked out there in the thing where I didn't have an option but to be knocked out.
Let us not dawdle.
Alright, let's seal the warrant chamber. They're still burning, man.
Master,
Abelard.
whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this? What?
Tends to take revenge on Theodore for something and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of that plan.
Oh, whole God Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
He admitted he's a mastermind, unquestionably, so it would seem we have a mutiny, and I don't leave matters of etiquette for another time. For mere essential, you're asking too many questions. I think I like the we have a mutiny to end. Indeed.
Indeed. That is easier said than done, of course. But seeing one of Lady Theodora's heirs alive inspires at least some degree of optimism.
Okay.
You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here,
Yay, I got weapons. Okay. Okay, fresh injury can be healed using Medikit without passing a skill test. Old injuries can be healed with a Medikit, but they require character administering treatment to pass a Medicae skill chest to use Medikits to record. Lose all their wounds, they fall unconscious. So I think this is... Wounds are how much punishment they can take. So it's basically your hit points. Okay. Okay, so... Alright, let's see if you'll...
What advice do you seek? This wound will make a fine scar.
Ah, I owe you a debt.
Okay, by red blood, let's get back out of this for now. It doesn't seem to have healed me, does it?
Look no further. Let me help.
I'll make sure to return the favor one day.
It didn't seem to have healed me. Okay, well I used both his medkits, so there we are.
Let's not waste time with
We need
pleasantries.
to equip some of the stuff here. Okay. Armor 15%. Character witness armor will dodge 35% of the average enemy attacks in this chapter. So it shows you what your armor is going to be by chapter. Doesn't seem like it actually adds anything to your character here.
I won't stand for it. I won't compromise my principles.
Can't be equipped by this character. Pretty sure I have... Did I not have... I take Medicae skill. Why am I not able to... Huh.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive. I am no helmsman, or God Emperor preserve me navigator. However, I've spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Geller field has fallen. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the war. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
Okay.
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a vox cast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing? Warren Sentinels? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. But I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same? During warp transit, the Sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Imperium. And for good reason. For the navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the Sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the immaterium. Only a navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
Okay.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
Alright, let's go.
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
With his static suddenly erupts from the service skull, you could make out Theodora's word through the noise. To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor. Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
I will take you down.
Okay, select combat begins with tactical phase, during which characters cannot attack or take other action, but may try to take advantageous positions. Set the character by clicking left mouse button on their portrait at the top of the screen, then click left button. So you want the character res cells or areas inaccessible to the character during tactical phase. Each character in the party may move up to their maximum movement points, but cannot position civilization to an enemy. Okay. So let's see. I don't really like this. So let's position him. Because you really there's no real cover here, is it? You're like kind of like just. We're gonna position a little guard there, and I'm going to put myself here. Well, no, we're gonna put him there. Then I'm gonna put myself here, kind of in behind him. Cause I don't know. We're gonna see. Apparently they don't catch fire by stepping on those burning corpses, so that's cool to know. Combat abilities characters, depending on their archetype, several abilities are located at the bottom of the screen panel. The cursor is selected. Left mouse button, the icon on ability. Before the ability is used, you will review the estimated outcome by hovering the cursor over the character. You'll see the ability's area effect. Alright, during adventures, character can new abilities and talents as the power grows. Okay, so I think I want. Can I? He won't go first. Okay, so let's go ahead and use that, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit that too, I think.
See to it personally.
Okay, so I've actually got some more stuff here. So I've got a pistol shot, pistol burst. strike and cleave. What is? Now, didn't it say that? Didn't it say that they will not be hit? Is that my percentage, like 27% with this? That is not great. I mean, we're gonna do this first. I think we want... Can it only fire once?
I refuse. My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
I mean, I thought... Okay, Abelards. It's a warrior Abelard specialist melee combat and drawing. Enemy's attack charges. You warrior ability only happens when a melee weapon and not considered an action attack. Charge closes the distance between you and your enemy. Click 2 or more cells away from the target. Make area attacks. Not reaching the area will suffer damage unless they see the dodge test. Okay, so that's kind of straightforward. So this strike, and this is cleave, and I think I want to do cleave here because I can hit all 3 of these with it. Right?
I will do my due diligence, achieve.
Yep. That's how we do it. And then what's his skills? Brace for impact. And then charge. So who has... Can we charge this guy?
Indeed. One fewer target.
Okay, so they got him down. He was like the best hit point. Characters with melee weapons. I can take an opportunity. Alright, I think that's all we can do right now. Oh, he hit me, man. He hit me. Oh, he hit me too. That is no good, dude. No good at all. So let's see if I go here. 70, 70. Go here, it's 70 and 70. Just gonna do that.
Another enemy down.
Alright, 1 down. And there's not a whole lot else he can do right here. So we're just going to
It will be done. I took care of this one.
take him down. Okay, it looks like we leveled up. Okay, looks like we leveled up here. We're actually going to end the video here. We got some combat in, got some story in. It's a good time to end it. We'll level up in the next one. Because I just have a feeling the leveling up will take me a little bit. Because again, I don't know the mechanics too well, so I don't want to do it in this one. Because this one's going a little long. But anyway, appreciate you joining us, and we will continue this next time.